Ashley Kaikara asks me on Quora, can you buy a trademark that's no longer being used or has a dead status? I'm Andrei Mincov, the founder of Trademark Factory, and here's my answer to this question. Depends on whether the question is whether you can use the same trademark, whether you can register the same trademark, or whether the question is actually whether you can buy it. That's a totally different question. So usually if a trademark has a dead status, it means that the previous owner is no longer interested in maintaining that trademark, and probably they're not around anymore. That's the case in 99% of the cases with dead trademarks. However, there's a tiny little risk that even though the registration is no longer maintained, the owner is still out there selling their products and services under that brand, and in theory they can still claim their common law rights in that brand. Like I said, the risk of that is very small, so in most of the cases you can safely use the same trademark and you can also register the same trademark. So in those 99% cases, the trademarks office is never going to, well, actually in 100% of the cases, the trademarks office by their own accord are not going to cite the dead trademark against your application, because to them that trademark doesn't exist. However, after your trademark is approved and published for opposition purposes, in that 1% of the cases, if the old owner is somehow still out there and has an issue with you using that brand or registering that brand as your trademark, they may oppose. Like the risk of that is minuscule. So that's about using and registering. Now, to answer the specific question whether you can buy a trademark that has a dead status, the answer is no. You cannot assign a dead trademark. You cannot sell or you cannot buy a dead trademark through the trademarks office system. Can you go to the owner of the old trademark and get them to agree that they will not oppose your trademark if their trademark now has a dead status? Maybe. Do you have to do that? Not necessarily, but importantly, if there was a trademark application that matured to a registration, or even if it didn't, and now it was abandoned, it was canceled, it was not renewed, whatever is the reason that this trademark now has a dead status, you cannot revive that, you cannot buy that, and you can't go to somebody, to the old owner, and say, well, can you please sell me that old application so that we would make it live with the USPTO. If a trademark status is dead, means you have to file a new application. You have to go through the whole process all over again. We'll have a different application number. It will be re-examined from scratch. And just because that trademark may have been registered before doesn't necessarily mean that you will be able to get it registered under the new rules, because the rules constantly change. Case law changes, things get added, some of the things get gradually more difficult to register. We've had some of those cases when the owners of trademarks that they forgot to renew came to us and said, well, can you file it? I said, sure. And we'll file the exact same application with the exact same wording. We had issues with that. I hope this answers Ashley's question. And if you found this video useful, make sure you subscribe now, because we post these videos every single day. There's always something out there that has something to do with trademarks, something to do with intellectual property, something to do with branding. So if this is something that's of interest to you, make sure you follow. There's this bell button that you click and we'll go from there. Now, if you got a question for me, this is really how this playlist is being populated. I answer questions that you ask me, so make sure you post a comment below. And if you ask a question that's of value to others in this channel, I'll be happy to answer it and highlight it in a video just like this one. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.